Oh, so you best believe I'm excited for this one. The ultimate of ultimate tier list. I'm going to be ranking all 32 NFL teams on a tier list today and talk about the perfect way to trigger thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Not only do the tier list videos that rank all the positional players, like quarterbacks, running backs, etc., those videos already trigger people enough. Now when it comes to ranking teams, dude, oh my, this is gonna be beautiful. Once again, don't be a P-word. I'm sure you watching this are smarter than me, so don't take anything I say to heart. If you do, like, grow up. I don't know what to say. But today, we're gonna see how many people I can trigger and how many dislikes I can garner through today's video. And here we freaking are, the NFL team ranking tier list. Once again, if you don't know how this goes, S is the best, A obviously is very good, the second best, B is about slap dab in the middle, I mean above average, C, and then D is obviously the worst of the worst. Once again, I don't claim to be any type of statistical and sport genius. I'm just here to do this because people want to see it. Now with that said, don't be a P-word. It's time to begin. Now, hilarious how my favorite team, the Tennessee Titans, is numero uno. And I feel like I know the Titans are the greatest team in the world, but I honestly full-heartedly believe we are as average as it gets. We're not good, we're not great, we're not bad, we're not below average. I mean, you can't, 9-7. When you're 9-7 for, was it 3 consecutive seasons? That's like statistically, like, and logically speaking, above average. But I feel like I can full-heartedly believe we are right slap dab in the middle at B tier. Now, obviously, I don't think, any team in the AFC South can win the playoffs this upcoming year, but we have talent, we really do, but I'm not sure if we'll be able to take that next step yet. It all depends on how Marcus Mariota plays, but I think we have a nice young core of players, and I think 9-7, we might have a fourth consecutive 9-7 season, but I don't think we're a bad team. We're just average, and that's about right. We might end up being one of the worser teams in this B tier, but I full-heartedly believe we are a B tier team. Now, Miami Dolphins, I mean, they're pretty bad. They're pretty freaking bad. I mean, honestly, it might be the worst team in the NFL this upcoming season. I mean, they're admittedly, more than likely going to be tanking the season to specifically try to get Tua if Josh Rosen doesn't pan out to be anything special. But Dolphins, they're honestly, this is not, hopefully, Dolphins fans can understand this as well. They're not really talented at all. So, that's probably going to trigger a lot of people. Okay, the Cleveland Browns. This is a tough one because before the offseason, obviously they surprised people last year with their season they did have. I mean, when you win one game in 3 years, obviously when you win 7 or 8 games in 1 year, you're going to surprise some people. But with the talent that they did acquire, I'm going to put them here. They're going to probably end up being the worst, the lowest on the A tier. But they have so much talent, man. They have so much freaking talent. They've done so many great things this offseason. I feel like even as a Titans fan, I would not feel right doing this. I feel like the Browns, they're a low A tier, but they are an A tier team. The Jacksonville Jaguars, now if I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I might probably just put every team in the AFC South in the B tier. Because anybody can win the division. There's just not anybody that's really leaps and bounds ahead of anybody else, you know? The Jaguars, they're solid. We'll see how, obviously, they made a huge improvement with Nick Foles at quarterback over Blake Bortles, and that's really been their downfall the past few years at the quarterback position. But they have talent all over the field. They're not bad and not spectacular. But, I mean, they're a team that, could make the playoffs. Anybody, like I said, could win the AFC South. The Detroit Lions, they are, oof. I'm trying to think of how many teams are going to put in the B tier. I don't know if they have talent. They do. But are they a D tier team? Let me come back to the Lions. Let me see how things are going. Now, the Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings. Where the heck do we put them? Are they S tier or are they A tier? They're so talented, bro. Kirk Cousins, he's not going to win you games. He's not going to lose you games. They have talent on offense. They have so many stars on defense. I'm not going to put them in S tier yet, but I think A tier. A tier is pretty fair for the Minnesota Vikings. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, are they D tier? Nah, I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are C tier. I don't trust Jameis Winston at all at quarterback. They lost Gerald McCoy, which was weird. And they signed Ndamukong Suh the next day or same day. So that's going to be interesting. Now, obviously, Ndamukong Suh is going to be a force in that defensive line. They have talent. but I don't think they're quite average yet. Now, the San Francisco 49ers. Now, with a healthy Jimmy G, are they a B tier team? That is the question. Are they there? I think they're there. I think they're there with the Titans and Jaguars. I mean, they have talent as well. That's solid. Now, the Falcons. Where do we put the Atlanta Falcons? This is a tough one, dude, because they also have so much talent, man. They kind of underperformed last year. Is this gonna be the year they ball out? I mean, they're one of the most talented teams, especially offensively in the NFL. So I'm putting them A tier. Baltimore Ravens. How is Lamar Jackson gonna fare this season? Baltimore Ravens, man. I think I might have made a mistake putting the Jags and Titans B tier. It's trying to be equivalent. Now, are the Ravens? So the Ravens, I'm gonna put C tier. They made some nice acquisitions this offseason. They picked up Mark Ingram. They did lose C.J. Mosley. So that's going to be tough. They got Earl Thomas. Like, I feel bad putting them not on B tier, but they're going to be, probably the highest tier team in C tier. Like, still, it would make me feel so much better. That's probably the one I'm not for sure about right now is the Ravens, to be honest. Chicago Bears, you had to put them A tier. You have to, they're one game away from the Super Bowl last year. Defense is arguably the best in the NFL. I mean, it really, the team's success depends on how well Mitch Trubisky plays. If he doesn't lose them games, they'll probably make the playoffs again. Probably win their division. They didn't do anything really, and they didn't even pick up any notable free agents. I don't think so, but I still think based off of last year, they didn't lose too much. I think A tier is pretty solid. Now, Cincinnati Bengals, one of the worst. I think wasn't it statistically the worst defense in the NFL last year? I feel bad putting teams in the D tier. I think the Bengals belong here. They have so much talent on offense, though. Andy Dalton's been kind of mediocre, but they have A.J. Green, Tyler Eifert. They have Joe Mixon. Talent, but that defense is so bad. They didn't do anything this offseason to fix that defense. So as long as their defense sucks, they're going to be D tier. Now, Dallas Cowboys. This is another tough one. I think they're going to be B tier. They're going to be upper B tier, above the Titans and Jags. And once again, I shouldn't have done that because I think the reason a lot of people get triggered in these videos, not just for the mere fact that the team is lower than what they think it should be. I think some people believe that the way they're ranked, the Cowboys ahead of the Titans and vice versa, that means I had the Cowboys higher. No, that just isn't a thing. It's just how it's ordered. But in this case, I just did that and put the Cowboys up front. So I do think the Cowboys are on the brink of the A team. But now the big reason why I have them there and B team instead of A is because you don't know what's gonna happen with Zeke. He punched somebody. He's probably gonna be suspended for a few games. And you've seen in the past how bad the Cowboys play without Ezekiel Elliott. So he was the top rusher of the NFL last year. So if he's suspended, they're gonna have some trouble. Now the Houston Texans, once again, another team. They're right there. I honestly might as the Colts though. The Colts are talented. Colts are right there too. I'm gonna put the Colts at A. The Colts are probably gonna win the division. They're probably the most talented team in the division. And it's not. I wouldn't say it's by that much, but I do think they belong in A tier. Once again, the Texans, they have talent too. I mean, I've said the word talent 1,000 times. Is there another word to describe good players? I don't think so. It's probably going to be one of those videos where there's 15 comments saying, "Oh, a drinking game. Every time, take a shot. Every time RBT says talent." No. What else am I supposed to say? They're good. They have good players all over the field. I think Deshaun Watson is better than what people make him out to be. He makes plays, and I might be saying that because he's the first time he played against the Titans, he scored 60 points, wasn't there, or 50+ points. So, but I still think he's a solid quarterback, and they have good players, and J.J. Watt, that defense, Davion Clowney, B team for sure. On the brink of being an A team though, but I think the Colts are a little bit ahead of the other teams in the AFC South, but either one of these four teams could win the division this year. Now the Rams, S tier, one of the few teams. I'm trying to keep the S tier as minute as possible, but I mean, a team that made the Super Bowl last year, obviously they need to be up there in the S tier. Jared Goff, I mean, I think he played well last season. They have Todd Gurley. I mean, it's a good team. They did lose Ndamukong Suh and a couple players this offseason, but I think that, I mean, a team that won their conference last year, until they're proven otherwise, they should be considered the elite of the elite. Now, the LA Chargers, that's a good freaking team. The LA Chargers, they're a team I do feel like could win their conference this year. And based on that, I am going to put them S tier. I'm going to try to keep the S tier under 5 teams, and the Chiefs are another one. And so are the Saints. That's 3 back-to-back teams. And I think there might be only one other team that I put S tier, but we'll have to see. But all these teams, they're all solid. I mean, you have the MVP, a team that almost made the Super Bowl. You have, or made it deep in the playoffs. Same thing with the Saints. Saints, I mean, we'll leave that for discussion, how all that happened in the playoffs. But all these teams are Super Bowl caliber teams. I think teams that are favorites to make the Super Bowl, I'm going to put S tier, but it's already too late. I'm halfway through it. But regardless, why have I not chose the Lions yet? I'll put the Lions C tier, just because I think they're a little bit ahead of the Dolphins and Bengals. But that's a close being down there in D tier. Now the Giants, D tier. Like, it's just a fact. Like, even Giants fans will say this. I mean, they have Saquon, arguably the most talented running back in the NFL. Could be, I mean, we might say after the end of this year, he is the best running back in the NFL. But when you have, I mean, I don't know about that whole quarterback situation. The lost Odell, it's not good for Giants fans. Now, Eagles, this is a tough one. Eagles, I think they're right there. They're right there. Just for aesthetic purposes as well. I'm going to put them at the top of A tier. I mean, this is a team that every year, for the past 3 or 4 years or so, competes for the Super Bowl, and this year's not going to be any different. Carson Wentz, he's back to being healthy, so A tier, solid. Now the Steelers, another team that A tier or B tier? I mean, they did lose Antonio Brown. They did lose Le'Veon Bell. I mean, obviously he didn't play last year, but losing AB, Big Ben's a year older. Oh, that's a tough one, dude. I think they're right there at the Cowboys. I think the Steelers, that's probably going to be definitely a debatable one, but Steelers, I have them beat their Packers. And when you have Aaron Rodgers, as long as you have Aaron Rodgers, that automatically puts you above C. But how good are the Packers actually? That defense needs to make some strides to actually be a Super Bowl contender. Oh, I don't like putting the Packers B tier, but I think I'm going to have to. I think the B tier is definitely going to end up having more teams than anything else. The Panthers, the Broncos, I think they're definitely a C team. Until they get an established quarterback, I think they're going to be stuck around there in that C tier. With other teams like the Redskins and the Raiders, are they a D tier team or the Raiders a C tier team? That's a tough one. They were definitely not really good last year. A Raiders D tier. If I put them C tier, they're probably going to be the worst team. I believe in C tier. Oh, I got AB, didn't they? Josh Jacobs should be solid for him. Derek Carr can't play any worse than he did last year. I'll put him C, but that's definitely debatable. Now, the Cardinals, they were the worst team record-wise in the NFL last year. I think, obviously, it all depends on how Kyler Murray plays. And you can't predict how he's going to play or not. Like, I can't say for sure, so I can't be like, oh, Kyler Murray's going to play like Baker Mayfield last year. And off that premises, he's going to be up here. No, I have no idea how he's going to play. So with that, worst team in the NFL, until they prove me otherwise, they're going to stay. They have to. That's just logical. Now, the Bills, they're another team. They're just not good. They beat my Titans last year, but I think the Bills, they just didn't do much this offseason. D, for sure. Panthers. This is another one. Panthers could be considered B. I mean, Cam Newton, I think Cam Newton is severely underrated, and I think he's a guy that I could probably put higher up in my NFL tier list ranking. Are they B? Are they really B? They have so many, like, star players around their team. I keep looking into this camera, thinking that's the camera that's filming me, and not. I'm stupid. I'm putting them B, but they're so close to being C tier. Now the Seahawks. The Seahawks are always a team. Well, ever since Pete Carroll's been there, they're definitely, they begin the debate right here. But how good are they actually? Are they A or are they B? Oh man, Russell Wilson's so consistent. I even up to like a few years ago, I was skeptical of Russell Wilson, and I think he's finally proved me that he's one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. And based off of that, they have good players around. Although they've lost a few over the years, I still think they're a solid team that could compete for a title in their conference. So Seahawks, we'll stick them there. Now the Jets. How good are the Jets going to be this year? Are they above these teams is the question. The question, who's better, Jets or Raiders? Jets or Raiders? If I stick the Jets in D tier, they'll be the top of the top in D tier. Being that the case, I just to avoid just a whole other fan base being mad, I'll put them C tier instead of D tier. Patriots, I mean, you know, the reigning Super Bowl champions, they have to be D tier. And with that said, I am predicting a total 1,000 dislikes. It's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. So let me just go ahead and end this.